I'm Amy Kelly for TooeleTV, and today we're joined with a local community, I guess you'd be a supporter to say the least. It's Mel Sweat. He's with Modern Woodmen, and I don't know if that brings up anything to do with axes and chopping wood or something, but it doesn't quite denote what you're actually involved with. And we wanted to get to know more about you, your history, and how you got started. So tell us what brought you to Tooele County.
Well, I was brought here many years ago. I was actually working for Smith's Food and Drug, and I had traveled around from state to state. My dad moved out to Stockton, bought a ranch out there. His health wasn't great, and my wife's health wasn't great, so we were getting back together. So after we'd been here a few years, my wife actually passed away. I had 3 small children. Youngest was 8. I was working in Salt Lake, and I got remarried. Life changes when you have a life-changing event such as a death in the family, a close personal death. And so the corporate world was not really where I wanted to be. I did some various sales jobs throughout. I did some here in Tooele, and then I went out to Salt Lake for a couple of years. And I was not happy. I was removed from my community. I went out looking for financial service companies who I could work with for a career, not just doing dead end.
And tell me why that. What was it that drew you that direction?
It was because of my history with my wife.
It made it real for you.
Absolutely. When I was 22, a guy with a laptop came and said, you need to buy life insurance, you need to buy investments, plan ahead for the future, your retirement, and I did. It's always made sense to me, so I specifically sought out that direction.
Wonderful.
When I met with Modern Woodmen, they were everything I wanted them to be.
Now tell me what that entails. And how did they get their name, and what is the whole deal with it?
It's a great long story. So, Modern Woodmen of America is their name, actually. So the founder, back in 1883, he started, he was at church, and he was listening to the preacher talk about the woodsmen going in, clearing trees, creating homes, shelter, and protection for families. And he said, that's a great analogy for what we are doing. So he adopted woodman. And then he wanted to stay current with the times, so therefore modern. And he was very patriotic, and so of America. So has nothing to do, we don't chop down trees, we don't do cabinetry.
You don't wear plaid?
No plaid, no, don't coveralls. Well, actually, plaid might happen. So yeah, that's the beginning. So we are a fraternal financial group, a brotherhood, if you will, and we're member-owned, member-run. So consequently, it's about giving back to the families, to the community. Of course, financial security is the root of all of that.
Okay, so if I was to meet with you, what are you going to talk to me about? What are we going over in your first initial meeting?
First visit, we're not doing business. That's right up front. I rarely would ever do that unless it was just I have to have it now, and we do what we need to do, but. The first visit, we're going to introduce myself, the company, the history, get to know you a little bit more, what it is you're trying to do, try to show you where we're headed, and then introduce the different areas we help people, because we help people in a full range of things with protection, with savings, retirement planning, retirement distribution, estate planning. We do all of that, and then on top of that, we help business owners with their employee benefits.
Oh, wow.
And with their business planning.
Okay, so here's a question, too, as well. If out of all the things that you offer through Modern Woodmen, what's the number one thing that you would want people to actually get involved with? If they only could do one thing out of all that you offer, what would it be?
That's a really hard question. Because there's so many things, but I think the first and foremost is we need to have protection in place. Mm-hmm. Our life insurance, those things happen without fail. I mean, I have yet to meet somebody that's lived forever. I have met people that have not retired, but I've never met a person that was able to get off this rock without it,
Mm-hmm. So you're going to walk someone through it. You're going to hold their hand and help them understand what term life and the different types of insurances that are out there. Am I understanding that right?
Absolutely. Okay. And so what I do is work on a personalized basis, one-on-one, you and me, or you and your husband, or you and your family. And we're going to talk. about what you need, what you want, and then we're going to build a personal plan to reach those financial goals.
So are we talking about bringing out the spreadsheets and bringing out the bank statements, and we're going over that together? Is that what happens?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, I'm just
Absolutely. So we want to put people in a better situation. So the foundation is protection. Then we want to look on our savings. And then part of saving is get out of debt.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to be paying high credit card interest and have money sitting in the bank.
If someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they go about doing that?
Easiest way, call me on my cell phone. I have one number.
Okay.
I promise that I answer my cell phone. They can use my cell phone. It's 435-224-2708. Or they can reach me at email. I have an office as well.
Which is?
Here at the Chamber of Commerce building. I usually spend time at people's homes.
So are you talking you work mostly, I'm sure you work during the day, obviously, but you're working at people's after hours. You're able to meet with them on times that work for them, kind of like real estate hours almost, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, just like the real estate, you help when people need help. At this point, I'll try to work around anybody's schedule. I've met people at 10 o'clock at night because he was a truck driver, and that's when he got home.
Well, that's nice.
Means I get to sleep in the next morning, or take my boy to school, or whatever.
Right. Well, that's wonderful. And I can see that is really a passion for you, because not only, obviously, you lived it, but most successful businesses are those that deal with helping people. So it must give you personal satisfaction. Well, that's actually very wise, and you've got me thinking. And so if he's done the same for you, I mean, I think they have. They've probably felt the need, and you want to meet with Mel. You know how to get a hold of him, and obviously it's something, I think, that's real. We all have skin on still. We still have to concern ourselves with the future. So I appreciate you kind of shedding some light on that. I felt inspired myself. So if you want to get a hold of Mel, just go ahead and look for the number below this video. And in the meantime, thanks for watching TooeleTV.